Here it is, the DJI FPV drone, and I have it. Now, if you watch this channel, you're probably like,
but you said you weren't gonna get it.
But I did get it because I couldn't resist after seeing all of the amazing video footage that I was seeing from this incredible drone. I actually got it a little bit earlier than I expected. So originally it was supposed to come on Monday, March 22nd, and it ended up showing up on Friday, March 19th, which was actually yesterday. So by the time you see this video, I'll have had this drone for a few days. I wanted to give you guys my first impressions of it. So right off the bat, when you open the drone, brand new from the box, you're gonna see the drone itself and the goggles. Underneath that, you're gonna see the remote controller, the charger, and all kinds of accessories that come with it. It does come with 2 sets of propellers, which is nice. It also comes with a tool so that you can replace this hard plastic shell with the bright neon green. I actually just like this one that comes on there default, just because you can kind of like see through the drone and you can see like the inside of it, which I think is really cool. I also like the black aesthetic of the drone. It looks really nice, and adding that bright green would just make it look weird to me. Now, when you first turn it on, one thing I didn't know is you needed to activate it with the DJI Fly app. I actually opened up the manual that comes in the packaging, which is something a lot of people don't do, but I recommend it. And it told me basically how to activate the drone, how to start it up. And another thing I was really confused of at first is when I grabbed the goggles, I didn't see anywhere to put the battery in the goggles. And I'm like,
trying to figure out like, where does this battery go?
Well, come to find out, it doesn't go inside the goggles. It connects to a wire, and the battery actually just sits in your pocket as you're flying. I didn't know that, so I probably sound like really stupid right now, but that is the truth. Once you get the confusing stuff out of the way, this drone is super easy to fly. It has 3 different modes. It has normal mode, which is like a super beginner mode. It has the obstacle avoidance on the front of the drone and on the bottom, so it utilizes those sensors with normal mode. Then you can flip it into sport mode, which kind of gives you like a hybrid FPV slash like GPS drone type of feel. So you get like the FPV look in your footage, you know, you get that FPV feel, but you're not like in full manual. Like the drone, the obstacle avoidance is off and everything, but the drone, like if you let go of the controller, just like a Mavic, it's just gonna hover. And then there's manual mode, which I have not flown yet. So if you're looking for that type of review, then you might need to go to another video. I'm just being honest, like I haven't had the balls to fly it in manual mode, to be honest with you. And I've only done 2 flights, so I'm not ready for that. I definitely need more time in sport mode and to feel really comfortable with this drone before I flip it into manual. You know, I'm a GPS drone flyer. I've never been into FPV, so this is like my first
real
dip into FPV, and this isn't even a real FPV drone. It's like a hybrid FPV drone. Yeah, this is, you know, who knows? I might get deeper into FPV because of this drone. Could I see myself ever building my own quad? No, I'm not an engineer, and I don't think I'd have the patience or the time to sit there and do all that soldering and figuring out where all the different like pieces and components go. It just sounds crazy to me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stick to the DJI FPV. Nice and simple, open it up from the box and just get to flying. That was really my experience. Another thing that you probably wanna know is noise. Is this drone loud? Check out this cell phone footage of the drone flying and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, that's basically how it sounds. And how it looks flying around from like a cell phone perspective. It looks really cool. It definitely catches your eye when you see it. It flies so fast. It's unbelievable. Like I think I hit like 80 or 90 miles an hour with this thing already. So it definitely flies fast, especially in sport mode. If you're new to flying drones and you start with this, start in normal mode, especially because sometimes people think they're ready for that and then they find out quickly that they're not. Another cool thing about this drone is that once you have the goggles and the remote controller, DJI actually has an app called the FPV simulator. I'll leave a link to it in the description below for the Apple App Store. They probably have one for the Play Store as well. I don't know how I feel about it. I tried to use it to practice and it was like, I don't know. I don't think it's I think the best way, I can't even get my words out. I think the best way to practice is to take this drone outside and just practice with it in normal or sport mode. Honestly, like the app is cool, the whole idea of it is cool, but it didn't really help me, and it was kind of like weird. Like the drone in the app like wasn't flying fast, and it was just like slow, and even when I put it in sport, it just didn't seem like how it would really be outside. So just keep that in mind. It's more of like a game to me and a little gimmicky. I wouldn't really recommend using that to practice. I think DJI needs to do more work on that. All in all, for my first impressions, I think that this drone is awesome. I definitely see a lot of potential with it for cinematography and video people. The 4K at 60 frames per second is incredible to me. It looks awesome, and honestly, like all the complaints I've seen from people, especially in the FPV community that have never flown the drone, is that the video looks bad and that the propellers are in the footage. Well, the propellers were barely in any of my footage, and the video honestly looked great. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's just me though. Like, I'm actually a video guy, unlike a lot of the people in the FPV community that,
you know, think they know everything.
I don't mean to be like hostile at all. I'm just saying, like, I've seen a lot of FPV people make ridiculous comments about this drone that have clearly never flown it. And honestly, it flies awesome and it shoots incredible video. There's really nothing negative that you can say about this drone unless you haven't flown it and you have a biased opinion. But if you've actually flown this drone, like, this is a pretty solid machine, and I definitely would recommend it to really any video filmmaker out there that wants to add some really awesome action shots. You know, this can be used obviously down low, like a lot of FPV drones are, to get those tight action shots, like following someone on a dirt bike or in a car. All in all, after 2 flights, would I recommend you buy the DJI FPV drone? So far, yes. I'm definitely gonna play with this more. You're gonna see lots of videos on it. I'm gonna do, you know, tutorials on the drone itself and the goggles, but you're also gonna see lots of cinematic footage that I shoot with this drone. I'm actually in the process of finding some really cool spots where I can take this thing and really like get some cool shots with it. And I made sure to purchase the 2-year protection plan, which covers the drone for 2 years, up to 3 incidences, and it has a deductible of $250 the first time you crash it. The second time it's $260, and the third time is $270. You know, I still think that's kind of a joke, but to be honest with you, it's way better than crashing the drone and having to buy a whole new one. Like, I'm thinking it's probably $1,000 just for this. I don't know for sure. It might be like $800 to $1,000 in that price range, but definitely be happy to spend $250 versus that. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to share with you some of my initial thoughts. This is very exciting. Like I said, I wasn't initially going to purchase this drone, but after seeing people's reviews, seeing footage, and just seeing overall like what a great experience people were having with it, I decided why not buy one. It could be a really useful tool to my business once I really learn the controls, and it can honestly be a really fun thing to use just in general, and posting it to YouTube. And the drone community is really cool, and this is a big deal right now in the drone community, so I wanted to kind of see what the hype was about, and hey, it's worth it, man. It really is. But yeah, guys, that is all for today's video. I just wanted to come and share my thoughts about this drone. If you liked what you saw and want to see more FPV content, definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Also, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That way this video will rank higher for me in the algorithm. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.